We don't know of a company that's not going through a digital-led transformation, or at least thinking about it. It certainly is a discussion point for the C-suites and boards. A McKinsey study says that less than 30% of organizations succeed. Many, of course, have not even considered all of the risks involved in rapid digital transformation. This brief conversation, which originally took place in the RIMS Asia Conference, could at least offer a few questions, if not pointers, for a CEO, CFO, CDO, CHRO, and boards. Let's quickly set the context, highlight challenges, and discuss potential solutions. Organizations of yesterday were less connected. Their connectivity was mainly on the IT side, and that included servers, network engineering, and endpoints like computers. It was controlled centrally by a competent IT team that lived in its own silo. It operated as a support function, and many in the core business function didn't even know who they were until the network was down or if their computer didn't work. There was little connectivity in the core of the business, such as factory automation or maybe connecting MRI machines with viewers in the healthcare field. We refer to this as operational technology. We found fragmented connectivity in this area, but mostly everyone knew about it, and there was cross-functional engagement. It was a core to the business. Then comes IoT, cloud computing, and big data analytics, with the promise of offering significant gain in productivity, quality, and customer experience delivery. In fact, the number of IoT devices were twice as much as the global population. We see the application of this technology in every sector, including healthcare, home, power infrastructure, transportation, agriculture, and many more. We now see a step change in OT connectivity. For example, we don't see nurses walking around with notebooks noting down vital signs. The data moves directly from medical devices onto electronic health records, and patients are monitored remotely with wearables. Smart farming is becoming a reality with the launch of autonomous farming equipment such as tractors and drones. We see full automation, autonomous guided vehicles, remote monitoring of equipment health, which can be done from home, and operational processes in factories. Robotic system suppliers could also be remotely monitoring the performance of their supplied systems. It's essentially Industry 4.0. Mining operations are also becoming autonomous. Caterpillar boasts the largest fleet of autonomous haul trucks. In 6 years, these vehicles hauled 2 billion metric tons. Autonomy is even increasing in the construction sites. Komatsu takes pride in the completion of 8,700 smart construction job sites since 2015. Buildings are becoming smarter for energy efficiency. For example, we walk out of a room and the lights turn off automatically. HVAC, security systems, energy management, it's all becoming integrated. In fact, we're now adding EV charging stations to building networks. Let's look at the complexity that a single connection point brings. An EV charging station that's connected to a building is exposed to many connections. It's connected to a car, and the car connects with user applications, a manufacturer's monitoring system, component providers such as Goodyear or Michelin, and charge point operators. There are more than 5 entities in that small ecosystem, and each entity has another ecosystem of its own. In other words, we've moved from IT, now we're connecting OT through IoT and other vendors and partners. It's essentially an internet of enterprises. So, are there any risks? Absolutely. Let's take a look at a single IoT implementation from healthcare. This particular university hospital's fertility clinic had an IoT application where they put a sensor that would send an alert to a technician when the freezer temperature changes. Eggs and embryos are to be kept at a very low temperature, and if the temperature rises, the technician will get an alert and then add nitrogen to bring the temperature down. But somehow, the freezer malfunctioned one weekend, and the alert did not reach the technician. As a result, 4,000 eggs and embryos were lost, along with many parents' hopes for children. This implementation had serious clinical implications. So, how could this have been avoided? Did they consider failure scenarios? Was there a redundancy? Let's look at another integrated environment from healthcare where we see considerable digital-led transformation. A joint commission has found many adverse health events just from health IT implementation. In fact, more than 50% of the events resulted in death. The causes were medication error, incorrect surgery, a delay in treatment, and involve equipment such as an automated dispensing system or a computer provider order entry system. Clearly, there are many risks to consider when undertaking digital transformation. Here is a semiconductor manufacturing example. TSMC is the largest semiconductor fab in the world. As you can see in the image, this manufacturing plant is highly automated with a large volume of smart equipment. Here, a fab was installing a new tool. The software that needed to be installed into this tool had a virus, and as soon as the tool was installed, the virus spread across the network and caused 3 plants to shut down for 3 days. This certainly was an expensive event. What about the risk of involving Internet of Enterprises? Is that real? Well, Toyota had to completely halt 28 production lines across its 14 factories because of a system malfunction at a connected supplier, Kojima Industries. Samsung lost its proprietary Galaxy source code in a cyber incident, and the hackers used that to threaten Vodafone. Elekta, a prominent oncology equipment and software provider, faced a ransomware attack to its cloud-based platform, and that impacted 170 health systems and customers. This ended up stalling cancer treatments. Clearly, organizations have to consider many risks while progressing down the journey involving digital-led transformation. Well, what should they consider? First, it's important to understand what's now changed. In the past, the focus was mainly on data, but now we are thinking about core operational processes. While we used to think about technology management in terms of an organization's network being down or employee devices not working, we must consider operational risk, liabilities, and quality in addition to technology management. Because connectivity was limited to IT, it was more of a support to a business. Now connectivity involves the core business and includes cyber-physical systems with implications to safety, quality, and availability in addition to confidentiality. IT operates a siloed support organization, and when it comes to core business and delivery, digital infrastructure requires a full cross-functional engagement. In other words, organizations need to think about their digital quotient, DQ, which isn't just about technology management, but also about risk and quality management. DQ is not just having associates who are tech-savvy, it involves familiarity with technology, having right organizational processes, policies, and organizational structure. Clearly, it's a big change management effort, but most organizations ignore this element. They find a technology leader, typically one that comes with a strong IT background, and ask them to do a small digital pilot and eventually scale that pilot. They celebrate that as a victory. As many risks aren't addressed, it's no wonder that many digital transformation efforts fail. Most CEOs, CFOs, CHROs, and board members know that change management isn't trivial. It requires a change leader. This person is not a technologist, but they have characteristics similar to that of a COO. So, what are the key attributes needed to drive DQ in an organization from a leadership and culture standpoint? First, the leader should be business operations focused with an understanding of ops, finance, risk, people, and growth as opposed to tech focused. Taking a former tech architect and making them a leader for digital transformation isn't sufficient. This person needs to be solution focused, and that involves technology, people, process, and policies. Organizations don't just need tech implementation and project management skills, they need change managers who think about the program with a lifetime view and operation management skills. There's a difference between project management and operations management. You don't need someone who only tells you the state-of-the-art technology and makes decisions based on that technology. You need a decision facilitator with a focus on value, and that engages a broader cross-functional team. While it's okay to have some heavy IT background, a broad business and ops background is a must for success. Lastly, many tech implementers are budget-driven. In other words, they are given a budget, and they use that to deliver tech capabilities. That's a different mindset. Leaders for digital transformation have to be productivity-driven. They are focused on value. They engage the broader organization, and they drive change. That's why we say they need to be more like a COO. If significant shareholder value is to be derived from digital transformation, how can organizations take this so lightly? If you're interested in listening to a further discussion with experts, you can view a recording from a RIMS APAC panel discussion on this topic. It addresses many questions such as 1. How should organizations manage these risks? 2. There are many small organizations in the Internet of Enterprises. A vulnerable organization can impact others. How do you prepare such small organizations to manage risks? And 3. Is the insurance industry ready to underwrite such risk? I hope this helps reconfirm what you already may be doing. If not, maybe it helps bring some direction. We do provide solutions to manage some of the risks for organizations, and if there is an interest, we'd welcome a conversation. Thank you.